Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Pillars of Eternity, the White March. In the last episode we were exploring the Halls of Silence, and we didn't really find anything that interesting from down there, but we did meet these people of Low Tide. And these Low Tide people are, if I understood correctly, basically former members of the Gift Bearers, who were then sent down to the Halls of Silence to basically forget everything. But that of course slowly turned them crazy, because well, they are losing memories slowly but surely. But we did meet one of them who was still somewhat sane, and let's see if I can find the quest from here. Is it in the tasks? No, they are just bounties. The Trials of Durance. I think I really should talk to the runs some more, so we can actually do this quest as well. Because as far as I know, the only thing that we really need to do in order to complete this is to just talk to him. Maybe we should do that, even if it's for the experience points alone. Time and Tide, that sounds more like it, but no, it's Kana's quest. The Master Below, not that one. Seeds of Cracked Hold, no. Dream and Memory, that's Grieving Mother's quest. This is basically the same thing as Durance's. We just need to talk to her, but yeah, she's not even in our party right now. But maybe later, maybe. The Burden of Memory, that's Maneha's quest. Yeah. The Grey Sleeper, that's the Cursed Sword. And you know what? I've actually been thinking that maybe I should go and read Pillars wiki a little bit, so I can find out that where the hell is this whirling agent of copper Atrian stone, because I haven't found it so far, and I don't really have any idea where to look. But yeah, maybe I'll go to the Pillars wiki and read more about this, so I can actually do this quest, and maybe switch weapons on Prolvia finally after, I don't know, it feels like at least 10 episodes since we found that sword. And then the nest above the clouds, that's the Hylia's dragon quest thingy, but it's not here. The quest. Or maybe it's not a separate quest. The Rising Tide, is it somewhere around here? Ah, there. Farentis, that's his name. Recover Ondra's Witness. There is an aspergillum called Ondra's Witness that functions as a key of sorts to a device that controls the flow of water through the lower floor of the Abbey. It is possible to flood the halls of silence with this, but it may also be possible to open gates that would allow the Low Tide Ondrites to escape. Oh yeah, and I also remember how Farentis told us in the last episode that once new Low Tide people are brought down there, the old ones are killed by drowning. That must be terrible. Farentis wishes for the Low Tide to be set free. He said it requires a particular relic that lies in the Halls of Silence, and suggested that the High Abbot, who I assume is Kaoto, would know how to reach it. Outside the Abbey there is a mural that depicts faces of the tide as they wash over an ocean shore. The mural is quadripliced, and each section is labeled. There is Antu, the end, Saman, the flood, Disaman, the ip, or ep, and the Antu, the beginning. I have found a strange set of mechanical panels before a chasm in the Halls of Silence. Oh yeah, that one. Despite having arranged them in the proper order, which I assume was the exact same order as the mural mentioned here, outside of the Abbey, it seems that there's something else I need in order to complete the sequence and trigger whatever mechanism it governs. So I may have to get a key of some sort, and if anyone here has a key for it, it must be Kaoto, who is over here. And in this episode, we are gonna take down Kaoto no matter what, even if it's going to take the next 1 hour and 30 minutes or so. I have saved up for this episode. So that's my plan here. But oh, wait a minute. I just remembered that we got a key from the Halls of Silence. Let's check our inventory real quick. Oh, we got 2 keys. Wavecrest key and Cracked Ornate key. The metal of this ornate key shows deep cracks on its surface. Okay, and this one? This key, its handle resembling the crest of wave, was cut from a deep blue crystal. Alright, so... And I believe that there were at least Well, there's at least one, but I was wondering if if there were two doors, locked doors in this place. Oh, it must be this one and this one. So before we go and face Kaoto,
just say the word,
and probably get murdered terribly, let's see if we can actually open this.
A simple test.
Nope, none of those two keys go to that door.
Zawa is ready.
Well, what about
Very well.
What about the one over here? There should be no guards in this hallway. Oh, it doesn't.
I will try.
Doesn't go there either. Was there a door or two downstairs that I completely missed? Possibly, but I don't really feel like going all the way down there to check. And there's no other doors. And that I can't really see it, but I'm quite sure that hallway leads nowhere. All right, so enough about that. Let's try to think. Let's think how we are going to take down Kaoto. So we have tried to beat him twice already, and in both cases I tried somewhat different tactics. In the first attempt, we tried to fight here, so that my front line was over here and my back line here. And in the second attempt, we tried here, so that my front line was blocking the way here and the back line was here. But that turned out to be a terrible idea because every time the monks teleported to my back line, it was very hard for my front line to go and deal with them. So what I think we have to do here is that we have to fight here in the open. So we have we have lots of space and freedom of movement. So we have to basically fight Kaoto here in the middle of this hall. So yeah, that's what we're gonna do. But before that,
Zawa
I
is
think
ready.
we should eat and drink first before we go. Actually, let's see what's our food policy here. 5 max entrance. That's nothing really. Entrance and might. Yeah, that could work for you. 3 damage reduction. That's good. Same for you. But what does this do? Well, it's better than vegetables at the very least, or fruit. Examitor recipient. Constitution and perception. Dexterity. Well, I guess this would be better for Zahua, but I also like that he gets might. Maybe I'm just gonna give this to her. And what did this do? Might. This also gives might. Alright. And this dexterity here. So let's give this to him. And you got that might. It gives him more damage. And this endurance, intellect, and perception. Actually, intellect would work on Maneha's AoE stuff as well. So never mind. But I do want to give this to Aloy so he can deal more damage with might, and you get more intellect from that. Yeah, everything seems to be pretty good. Now what's this? Movement speed. And not too much. And then of course we have to make sure that everyone has some booze. Oh wait, did I move it here? And we got fuck tons of scrolls here too. I think we should use them as well. I have gathered so much crap during my time here. Where is the food? Oh, it's all here. All right. But we are full on everything here. Now, actually, yeah, let's do that. Take all 6. And what about the rest here? You have 1, 2, 1. Alright, let's give 3 to you. 1 for you. 2 for you. And let's take... Oh, you had 4. Didn't notice. Anyway, let's take some more booze out of here. I got lots of stuff here. I think I really should use these potions and shit more often. But I think we are good for now with this. Let's move the oil here. We don't need it. All this. All this. All these crafting materials here. Really should have organized my the contents of my backpack here better. All of these go here. And this milk must be months old by now. And so, then I want to... What do you have? Hailstorm. Damage to any in the area of effect. So this even hurts my allies. And that's not very ideal, exactly. So what do we have here? Missile barrage. Yeah, that does almost ticklish squat. By which the caster can create a damaging torrent of flame, ice, lightning and corrosion, but... Well, it doesn't specify that does this affect my allies as well. Well, it does say foe AoE, so... I guess it doesn't hurt my allies then. I'm gonna go with that assumption. Score of Valor. Plus 15 accuracy for 18 seconds. Attract a swarm of aggressive insects, causing pierce damage over time and reducing the concentration of anyone in the area of effect. Alright, so that affects everyone as well. Though no scroll can reach beyond the shroud and return one's fallen comrades to life, this spell can prevent their passing, for it restores to the incapacitated the vigor required to set them back upon their feet. That sounds very good as well. And we should also have lots of scroll of paralysis, so I think we're gonna use some of them as well. Maybe I should give some. What did this do? Ah, alright. Minor entrance. I don't think that minor entrance is gonna do much for you, I think. Because you're gonna lose health so fast. These assholes will always focus on Aloth first. Whether it's because they are smart or because they hate elves. Either way, it's annoying to deal with. So let's give you this. We are gonna stunlock those bitches if we really need to. And we could also use some scrolls as well. What's this? Immunity to hobbled and stuck for 25 seconds. That's not too bad. Immunity to frightened and terrified. I don't think that's gonna help us much here. Immunity to paralyzed and petrified. I don't know. Fireball. Minus 50 duration for hostile effects for 18 seconds. Immunity to daze and confuse for 25 seconds. This is a druid spell. Well, can we even... Oh, we don't even have enough lore for that. Not on Prolvia anyway. Requires 6 lore. Ah, damn it. Well, whatever. Yeah, we can't even use this. Even though we are a paladin and everything. Wait, what? We can't use... Oh, wait. Wait. Ah, okay. Yeah, Zahua can't use that because he doesn't have enough lore, and Durans of course can. And so can we. Let's try this. Alright, and now
Just say the word.
everyone eat and drink.
Tell me.
Zawa is ready.
Wait, didn't you have booze? Oh yeah, I guess not, but now you do.
How may I help?
Alright, and then I'm gonna save real fast. Alright, let's go and take down Kaoto.
Can do.
But before that, I also want to make sure that we are in the right positions, which means tanks and stuff first. There. So, let's go.
You've made a grave mistake. I will correct it in Ondra's name.
Yeah, sure, you try. So there is 6 enemies in total, Kaoto included. Alright. I just want to check something. 5 accuracy and plus 10 damage. Alright, and this does... It's the exact same amount. Alright, good. So you do that. You do that. And I think you should self-cast this on yourself. We are gonna take out our badass sword. Eder, you go into the fray. And I guess Maneha could do the same. And now... Try to knock this one down. Maneha is paralyzed because of course she is. I would like to use this, but they're not clumped up nicely just yet. Should I do this? No, I don't think it's gonna help me much here. I should use this more often. Try to do that, and we attack this monk here. And then we use this. That guy is gonna go for a lot or someone. And Zahua, take care of this one. Oh crap. Crap. Heal Maneha. And she was knocked back. Use it on her, please. Jesus Christ! All 3... There were 3 of them, right? Yeah, and they are all monks, of course. And is it just me, or are the sounds a little weird? Like there's no sounds when there's like there's no special effects or spell sounds like there should be. Or maybe it's just me. Expose the vulnerabilities, and so Eder is over there dealing with that monk. That's just fine. And where is... Oh, you are there, knocked down. And now they're gonna focus on me. Wonderful. So you use that. Maneha should come back up and very soon. You just keep doing that. As for you... resistances to... blinded days, fighting hopple, paralyzed, petrified. Well, we have to try. Yes, she's back. Yell. And there comes the damn duplicates. I hate those fucking things. And are you gonna rise back up anytime soon, Zahua? And then you... Maybe you should go and defend here. Speaking about defending, you do that. Continue doing this, I guess. Ah, someone died. I'm not exactly sure who, but... Oh, it was one of the monks. Alright, we are wrecking faces here. Do that. Alright, what now? I would love to use this. But I would like to probably have to get there as well. Well, this Tide Fist about to die. Tidal Fist even is about to die. And Eder is getting a pounding as well. Oh, you already used this. Alright. Whispers of Treason. Can we whisper a treason on to a duplicate? Plus 25 charmed. Well, I don't. Yeah, it's not gonna work, I'm afraid. Try to whisper treason to this Tidal Fist's ear then. And Zahua, where are you? You are there. Go and help out Alot. And those guys are dead. Good, come here. And use this. AoE heals quickly. What? You didn't use... For fuck's sake. Oh, whatever. You use that. Bouncy heals. And then we're gonna use this. Because this is gonna hurt to enemies a lot.
Just say the word.
Now we use AoE heals. Kaoto is about to die. There we go. Fuck yes. And now we only got these two left. Now this fight went surprisingly well, folks, I must say. and here I was preparing myself to fight this guy for the next 1.5 hours. Damn, I'm so good.
Just say the word.
And it looks like Kaoto's spirit is lingering about over there. Let's take all their stuff.
I'm not going anywhere like this.
I'm flattered, but where would I put that?
Just say the word.
Oh, and fast mode. What did Kaoto drop? Pants, fancy boxers, ring of deflection, an amulet, wave-crested key, and a steel banded key. All right. So what are these dressman boxers about? Recovery speed minus 15%, exceptional, plus 4 damage reduction, plus 25 defense against charmed, confused attacks, plus 10 defense against dominated attacks. I like the sound of that. Grants Martyr. A friendly AoE, plus 30% attack speed for 30 seconds. On unconscious. Oh, when the enemies are on... Grants Martyr on unconscious. Unconscious characters can't take action. Dexterity is reduced by 0. Reflex and deflection are reduced by 40. And they get attack speed from this. Okay. The ceremonial garb of the Tidebringer, a devout Ondrite elected by the conclave to take on the mantle of leadership at the Abbey of the Fallen Moon. Alright. Well, and of course we're gonna give that to Zahua. They were a monk alone, were they not? Where are they? Here. It doesn't say that it's monk alone. Huh. Well, whatever. Here. These here, and... What were you wearing again? That's Maneha's armor, yeah, sure, but what does it give? 1% attack speed, 25% healing received. Yeah. We are gonna give this to you. Now look at that. Now that's stylish. And those are some very nice pants right there. And you... I think we're gonna give you your old armor back. Yeah. I think that's a good idea. I like the way how her armor looks.
Just say the word.
Now before we communicate with the spirit here, what do we have here? Aha, High Abbot's key. Then we have an urn here. We didn't even need to use any of our scrolls or anything. Maybe it was the food that why we won that fight. That, well, I wouldn't say easily, but relatively easily. That could be it. So, what does Kaoto's soul has to say about this now that it's dead? Well, the soul is not dead, but the body is dead. You know what I mean. The High Abbot's soul remains close to his body. It radiates a warmth only you can feel. Reach out for his soul. You project your essence outward, and when it makes contact, you feel yourself suddenly plummeting through the moments and sensations of another life. You see beneath you in a memory glowing brightly, and as you pass it, you latch on and pull yourself inside. You walk briskly through a hallway flanked by small gated rooms. It has the feel of a prison, but the architecture is consistent with the Abbey. Your heart races. You pause at an array of panels, too blurry to read. You rearrange them, and a hidden tile slides back in the wall. In that spot, you make a strange sign with your hands, and the way ahead opens for you. You ascend a flight of steps and take hold of a rod-shaped object attached to a mechanical device and push down on it. You hear the sound of water in the distance. You are falling through memories again, but come to a sudden sharp landing outside an enclosure that overlooks the facade of the Abbey. Water flows over an archway like a waterfall without a source. You look in your hand, and the relic you took from the device is there. You extend it outward, and the water seems to be repelled by it, creating space for you to enter. As you step through the doorway, a lead leads out of the memory entirely. You withdraw in the same direction you came from, flying upward and out of the High Abbot's soul. Alright. I glimpsed an important memory of the High Abbot. It showed him performing a strange sign before 4 panels in an underground hallway, then retrieving a rod-like relic from a nearby device and using it to pass through a doorway of water into a walled enclosure somewhere outside the Abbey. We actually found that place in the not in the last episode, but in the episode before that. There was this big gate which seemed to be blocked by water, and it was a water door basically, and we couldn't get through that. It must be that. I have found a strange. Oh yeah, it's the same thing. All right. And if you look at our party, this time Eder and Maneha got a pounding, and even they are not in a grave danger or anything. But Durance and Alot, they are completely fine. That fight went splendidly. Now what do we have here? I assume that there's no guard. Don't close it. I assume that there's no guards in here. And even if there was, so what? We just kill them. And is that a wall, or is that a secret passageway to somewhere? At least I can't interact with it in any way. I guess not. Scroll of Moonwell. That sounds very good. Selected correspondences of gift bearer Eden. Yeah, I think we can read this book. Sing, O ocean waves, of Ondra's sorrow, of her unrequited love for the unattainable moon. Sing of the ocean's sorrow, so that we may forget our own. Each day the tides renat Ondra's longing for the great moon. The waters reach out at a high tide, yearning for the heavenly body, only to slump into low tide when the moon proves unattainable. You asked me once why I loved Ondra so dearly, how I could go from a life on dry land to being a devotee to the goddess of the oceans. I sing of the ocean's sorrow so that I may forget my own. It is Ondra's message that speaks to my heart. I have devoted my life to helping others discard painful memories, for that is the gift Ondra gave me. When I lost my young daughter, my wife and I were inconsolable until a gift-bearer offered to take my toddler's toys and cast them into the deepest waters. Truth to be told, I and the other gift-bearers I know have never even spoken to Ondra. She is largely silent, and when she does speak, she uses floods and tidal waves instead of words. But we sing of the ocean's sorrow so that others may forget theirs. Ondra's story, the story of desire unanswered, actually matters to people like you and me. Makran cannot steer you to victory over sadness. Hylia cannot force joy down a crying throat. Only Ondra can give us the strength to persevere when life seems without worth. And that is the answer to your question regarding why I love my goddess so dearly. And the moons of Era. I really care about this one, to be honest, but we're gonna pick them up regardless.
Zawa is ready.
That's not trapped, is it? Of course it was. Oh. Jesus. Well, now Aloy got hurt.
Zawa is ready.
If only Winky or Devil of Karok was here, they could have noticed the trap. Journal of the High Abbot. I guess we can read this. This volume appears to serve many functions. There are notes in it detailing schedules and routines at the Abbey. There are favorite passages from Ondrite texts, annotated with personal insights. There are also descriptions of dreams. Many seem purely symbolic, but one entry is of interest. It had been long since I dreamt of my rising. Yet now, with another rising soon upon us, this is the 5th time in a week. Perhaps channeled here, I can put it to rest. I am walking through the halls of silence. I feel eyes on me from all sides. Angry, vengeful eyes. I arrange the panels and curl my hands into the sign of the tide, the right as the wave, the left tracing the crescent moon with my 2 outer fingers. The way opens to me. I climb the steps and Ondra's witness is installed there, the old aspergillum, set to operate the valves. I use it like a lever, and the water rises. There are angry shouts, and when I cover my ears, they are louder still. But the water continues upward, far past where it should. I climb as high as I can, but I feel it, icy on my feet. Then it is over my head, and I cannot breathe. Suddenly I am outside the reliquary, looking at the veil of tears. The witness is in my hand, and the veil parts for it. I step through to the one place in the Abbey I feel protected. Only when I pass inside, I come out in total darkness. I call for help. I'm shouting, screaming for help. There is no answer. I stop. I sit there in the dark, waiting for what seems like ages. Then I realize I don't know who I am. Alright. There.
Just say the word.
Well, that was that. But can we now open this door? I don't think that there's any other locked doors we haven't been able to open yet. Yeah, we can. Aha, could this be the salt well that Maneha has been looking for? Well, at least she's not saying anything, but I see lots of loot here. Like a living prison, thick arms of coral have grown around an assortment of old weathered relics.
It's here.
Ah, finally.
The salt well.
Ah, so it was that well. In the room is a pool. It's small but deep enough that you can't see the bottom. The glassy surface almost looks frozen. So does Maneha. She stands rooted in place, staring at it.
You know, I thought it'd be bigger.
Yeah, truth to be told, Maneha, I was expecting the same thing, really. Looks deep anyway. And I thought you would be diving in by now. What are you waiting for? And I thought you would be diving in by now. Yeah. Maneha makes a little noise of frustration in the back of her throat.
You know how when you've been thinking about something so long, you're worried that when you finally get it, it won't be what you expected?
She tugs at one of her bracelets. And yeah, I know that feeling all right.
I mean, for all we know, that thing's just filled with leeches.
Well, there's only one way to find out now, isn't there? You're stalling.
Don't remind me.
You were never liable for the massacre, you remember. Let go of your guilt. Your memory of the massacre has shaped you. Discarding it may change you more than you intend. Memory is a penance for our misdeeds. You have no right to forget the massacre. What if your memory of the massacre has prevented you from committing a similar crime? Your suffering helps no one. Forget the massacre so that you can have peace. The problem has never been your memory. It's the part of your soul that lets you massacre those people. Do it or don't, but make up your mind. Truth to be told, I think that the last option here would be the one that my character would most likely say, but the others are more interesting, let's put it that way. I especially like your memory of the massacre has shaped you. Discarding it may change you more than you intend. I personally like this one the most. I find it the most interesting. The other good one is, what if your memory of the massacre has prevented you from committing a similar crime? Yeah, I do like these options, but I don't think that those are the kind of I don't think that those are the options that my character would say, basically. What if your memory of the massacre has prevented you from committing a similar crime? You know what? Let's just stay in the character. Do it or don't, but make up your mind.
You're right.
She lets out a long, slow breath.
Okay, here goes.
She shakes her arms and legs out with a jingling of metal. Striding forward, she steps into the pool.
Oh, that's cold!
She convulses with a sudden shiver, rattling her jewelry. She descends the steps until she is standing in water up to her neck. Hey, what year is it? Do you feel anything?
I think I'm going numb, actually.
She shivers again. I'm actually quite surprised that you're only now getting that cold after wearing practically almost nothing in this kind of weather. Well, and yes, I know. I do not know that I gave her better and thus made better armor that actually covered her entire body, but still, before we met her, she was almost half naked. Anyway.
This is the right pool, isn't it?
She frowns and cranes her neck around the room. I wouldn't know, Maneha. Lore 8. This is a temple to Ondra. Perhaps you need to give something up. Maybe you need to get your head in the water too. We don't really get that many lore options. Or actually no, I think we have got lore options a few good times, but we have almost picked the aggressive or cruel option because that's what our character is like. This is a temple to Ondra. Perhaps you need to give something up. Her eyes go wide, and she snaps her fingers.
I've got it.
She digs through her back and produces a thick bundle of cloth bound with leather. It's the same bundle you glimpsed earlier. She snaps the leather cord and unrolls the cloth, revealing a wine bottle.
Took this from the Marcheso cellar the night I awakened. Been saving it for a special occasion.
Maneha... Oh, she broke it. Maneha cradles the bottle and brushes dust from the green glass. Heaving a sigh, she swings it by the neck and smashes it against the steps. You could have offered me a drink first. Say nothing. Maneha dropped... Oh, and it's now all red because of the wine, I take it. I hope it's the wine. Maneha drops the rest of the broken bottle into the pool, where it spirals into the depths. Meanwhile, the wine has formed a rolling, bloody cloud in the water. It spreads in long, swirling tendrils. Oh shit! The surface of the pool ripples, and Maneha paddles at the spreading cloud. Crimson tentacles erupt from it, writhing and reaching. Maneha gasps as one wraps around her arm.
Stand back!
Yeah, let's... Or should we just wait? That's wait. That's an interesting option, but at the same time... What? I think my character would. I think my character would just try to grab her ally by instinct at this point. You reach for her, and just as another wine-colored tentacle wraps around her head, she shouts as it pulls her under. Eder grabs your arm and pulls you back before you fall in too. Oh shit! Don't tell me that she died. Maneha disappears into the pool. You can't see anything through the crimson murk. Except for the blossoming cloud of wine, the waters look perfectly still again. The seconds scroll by.
Allow me to retrieve her. I will fight this wine tentacle monster.
Excuse me, for some reason that sounded kinda hilarious. Wine tentacle monster. But yeah, Zaho, you do that. You're actually a very goddamn good diver. At last, bubbles break the surface. Oh, she's coming up. It's kinda annoying how the game always fades to black like that because the developers couldn't afford to make actual animations for these as little sequences. Maybe in the next game. Maneha emerges, gasping and shivering. Her face is strangely slack and her eyes are bloodshot. You mean wine shot? Are you alright? Of course she's alright. What just happened? She blinks at the cloudy water and laughs quietly.
I forgot.
Oh. Well, of course. Maneha climbs up the steps and out of the salt well. As she does, the reddish color dissipates from the water, leaving only the glassy clear surface and the unfathomable depths below. Well, what do you remember? She quints thinking. Water pools at her feet.
I remember running, but I don't remember what chased me. And I remember fear, but I don't remember what scared me.
She looks back at the salt well.
I gave something up, but I don't remember why.
Well, I guess it worked then. Then it worked, indeed. I'm not sure this is what you had in mind. How do you feel? Then it worked. She tilts her head to one side and wiggles a finger in her ear until a spurt of water streams out.
I'll take your word for it.
Something trips onto the floor. She holds her right arm up and looks at the trickle of blood running from a cut in her hand. She takes the folded cloth, the one she had wrapped the wine bottle in, from the floor and stanches the bleeding. Maneha was granted clean conscience. Interesting. She jerks her head toward the exit. Alright, let's go. And I think... hey, let's go to level. So, we found the salt well and Maneha surrendered her painful past to Ondra. It may be too early to understand how this truly affects her. But, now, tax is collected. Alright. But now, what I'm interested to know is that what is that clear conscience thingy? Must be a talent. Clean conscience. +2 dexterity. Alright, nice.
Just say the word.
Nice, and...
Aye?
Did you just go and close the door, Aloth? Are you really that eager to leave? Well, I guess you are, but before that... In before this is,
And what
trapped
does
as
the
well.
play reveal? A simple test. A simple test.
Oh, for the love of...
A simple test.
There must be some very, very good loot in there.
I can do that.
God damn it.
Just say the word.
Well, maybe I come back here off screen one day and with Devil of Karok and Winky and then open it, maybe.
Just say the word.
But now, let's give Aelot his points and talents and whatever we can give him. And what does he get if we give him 1 more point to survival? He already has damage reduction, and the 8th one would give received healing multiplier. That could be good. But I think I'm gonna give him more points to endurance to make him a bit tougher. Alright, new spells. And we can pick one. Delayed Fireball. The wizard hurls out in a tiny ball of flame that sits for a fixed amount of time before exploding for heavy burn damage. And I guess it affects everyone. Lengrat's Warding Staff. This spell conjures a powerful quarterstaff that adds deflection and pushes enemies away with a hobbled effect on each successful attack. The summon itself also pushes everyone, including allies, away from the caster. Oh, that's interesting. Substantial Phantom. Substantial Phantom is an advanced version of the Essential Phantom, creating an independent copy of the wizard that can cast small set of low-level spells. Minor letters, minor missiles, necrotic lance, and Arduous Delay of Motion. Due to the advanced nature of the spell, the copy from Substantial Phantom is more durable than Essential Phantom. You know what? Let's pick that. That sounds good. And then talents. I think I want to give him some defensive ones. Unstoppable sounds good. I've been giving Unstoppable to at least 2, maybe 3 characters so far because it's that good, especially against the dragons when we're gonna face 1 or 2 of them in the near future. Especially the Master Below. So this is against blinded, stuck, prone, hobbled, and dazed. Yeah, let's give him Unstoppable. Or maybe I could have or maybe there was something else that something better suited for him. But oh well. The less my characters can be knocked down to the ground, the better. But now.
Just say the word.
But now I think we need to go back to the Halls of Silence and then go to that strange mechanism thingy and do the sign thingy we saw in Kaoto's vision. We saw in that vision when we were exploring Kaoto's soul and then read about from his diary. So yeah, let's go down there. And now we just need to go here. Let's hope that we won't. Let's not go in there. There should be some low tide people, and they are not very friendly. Yeah, no. And now here, you stand again before the 4 stone panels. Perform the sign of the tide on the hidden carving. You curl your hands as Kaoto had done and position it over the carving of the wave. Then, using your other hand, you trace the arc of the crescent with your index and little fingers. A heavy rumble stirs the ground, and from all around you comes the sound of rushing water. So we just walk across that, I take it. Better that than swimming. So now we are here. And we can open this from here, I take it. Yes. Oh, and I wanted that green little number 1 there to go away. I was just wondering whether I should rest. Well, I highly doubt that there's really that many enemies over there, and even if there was, they're not going to be that big of a deal. But just in case, there's going to be another boss fight, or there's just lots of enemies in general, I'm gonna save you. Let's continue. Well, okay, I was right. There's really no one here. And that's the... whatever it was called. Embedded in this deep semicircular slab is what looks to be a vessel for the sprinkling of holy water. In this context, however, it looks more like a lever. There are images engraved on the wall behind it. One of a rising wave, one of an open gate. Well, of course we are gonna open the gate for those low tide people. In the distance you hear the mechanical snap of rusted locks and the groan of iron hinges. So it opened those doors. And now they can just leave this place? Echoing voices reach your ears. The words are unintelligible, but you can make out laughter, crying and cheers. Soon after, shouts of alarm resonate in the distance. Oh, there were still guards in here? I thought I killed them all. With a click, the machine releases its hold on the strange rod. You pack the vessel away.
They'll fit right in with the rest of the crazy Deerwoodens.
Oh, Eder. Oh, I wanted to... goddammit. Wanted to click that, but I decided to wait because I wanted to hear what Eder had to say. But yeah, use Ondra's witness to enter the reliquary. I have Ondra's witness in my possession. It may be what I need to access the reliquary. Alright, so now we got that. And we just need to leave this place. So we go to the halls of presence. And from there we go to the reliquary. And then see if we can get through that door with the water wall in it. Water wall or door. And the way to reliquary was over here. Yes. Alright, and here is the... Alright, that was easy enough. That's a big ass skull. Alright, but before we go there, let's pick up all the loot, even though it's nothing amazing so far anyway. And there's another way here. Where does this lead? Just to the halls of presence. Alright. Examine the skull. The reliquary appears to contain only a single relic, the skull of an immense being. Somewhere in this enclosure is the means by which Kaoto meant to call off the eyeless. And the eyeless is that army, I
A goddess who buys faith by hiding secrets is sure to have a few of her own. We should not be surprised.
The cracks on this jawbone suggest that a forceful blow separated it from its skull. Judging by the distance to the nearby skull, a tremendous force severed these vertebrae from the rest of its giant body. Anything else interesting here? Why does... that tower should just... Oh yeah, it just leads down there. Alright. Berries, and this doesn't take us anywhere. Exceptional scale armor and sapphire. Alright. The strange crystal formations of this rock, intact even after their collision against the thick bones of this giant skull, seem to radiate with a warmth of their own. Alright, so let's inspect this. Lodged between rows of crystalline rock, a large fragment of metal protrudes. It looks as though it might be possible to pry it loose. Well, pull out the metal fragment. At your touch, the splinter of metal begins to glow orange. Heat surges up your hands and arms and envelops you with such intensity you feel as though you are melting down. The heat spreads to the world around you, turns it orange and then yellow and then white. The ground, the sky, everything around you drips in molten globs and begins to take shape beneath you as if in an invisible mold. You and the shard are the last things to melt and fall, and your addition to the molten pool completes the shape of an immense hammer. The metal cools as quickly as it had heated. The handle is gripped now by two great leathery hands, and the hammer is cocked back over shoulder as broad and mottled as a hilltop. Is it Thor? The wielder whirls around and heaves the hammer, and you are flying upward for what seems like ages into the airless blackness above. As you spin, you catch glimpses of a rock large enough to be a moon. It is close, far too close to the world. The force of the impact shatters hammer and stone alike. The rock is redirected outward, but a section of the front face is cleaved off and begins to fall, splintering apart at the cracks. In 100,000 fragments blossoming outward in all directions, debris showers the atmosphere, trailing smoke and fire. Below, land and sea are far off, but gradually rising up. Okay, look at the land. Features are becoming clearer by the moment as you streak towards the earth. You are lodged in an enormous boulder, falling among other smaller fragments that heat and burst around you on all sides. Beneath you, snow-capped mountains rise up, dotted here and there by cities of stone and Aethra. The impact will be the destruction of all of them. Look at the sea. The largest of the fragments, white as a city, barrels downward in a fiery cocoon. Its size reduces as the edges immolate, but it won't burn up in time. It lands silently in the distant ocean, sending a column of water skyward and radiating ripples that spread like wrinkles in fabric. Then the sound comes tearing up through the sky. It sounds like thunder. The shadow of your rock fragment is visible now, getting larger by the second. You are moments away from striking the ground when a massive shape throws itself into your path. The last thing you hear sounds like another rumbling impact, but that isn't what it is. It's a chuckle. Relieved, breathless. You hear two words. Made it. Everything goes dark. You open your eyes. The metal hammer fragment has come free, and you now hold it in your hands. It is warm to the touch. So that is a fragment of the hammer, huh? Thor's hammer. The air around you is suddenly turbulent, spiteful. A cold, damp wind whips your face. Salt crystals collect in your nostrils and the creases of your eyes. The floor below you becomes blue-gray and glassy, churning and rolling, and when you fall, you crash through water. Violent waves hurl and spin you. Something slithers around your ankles, seizes you with incredible strength, drags you down into silty depths.
This is very good.
What is? What? What's so funny? When the pulling stops, you are hovering at the center of an endless blue abyss. You can see neither surface nor floor. You seem to be facing downward, but there is no way to be sure. A voice sounds from everywhere at once, and the immense pressure wave of each utterance sends you reeling.
Deceitful wretch! Grave robber! You who dig for that which you did not bury, speak! Explain yourself and be judged.
It's Ondra. It's a goddess herself. I seek a means of defending and defeating an army that threatens my lands. I meant no harm, I came in search for answers. That's diplomatic, so we're not gonna take that anyway. I do only what I must to survive. If I am to be judged for it, so be it. Well, that's not too bad an answer either. Who are you calling wretch, wench? Passionate. Yeah, I actually like this a lot too. I was looking for the privy. Who are you calling wretch, wench?
Your actions speak for themselves. The battery opened. The forge ignited.
That was me, alright.
You conspired with souls that evaded my judgment. Saw them infused into the very thing they had stolen from me.
Oh, I think she's referring to the Durgan's battery souls, which I basically... I basically infused those souls with the white, what was it called? The white forge. Yeah, the forge, yeah. I basically infused their souls to the white forge itself, so their skills could be used somehow, even though they are dead. I think she's referring to those souls.
The dwarves sealed their own fate.
Yeah, I know.
The forge was meant to be forgotten. And now, here you are again, denying peace to the buried.
Well, yeah, I can't deny that. The turbulence around you calms. Silt settles like a slow exhalation, and the vast dark seascape beyond the murk fades in. Rays of light trickle down from far above on the green and gold columns of kelp that rise from the depths and sway back and forth in the current. Fish and mollusks patrol them in groups of hundreds and thousands. The nearest pass you with watchful eyes. What do you mean the forge is meant to be forgotten? What does it matter if something is remembered or forgotten? It's in the past in either case. What are the bones of one god doing sealed in the temple of another? The army that destroyed the dwarfs, the eyeless, are they yours? Well, yeah, that's kinda obvious by now. What are the bones of one god doing sealed in the temple of another? Or what does it matter if something is remembered or forgotten? It's in the past either case.
Memories are the spirits of the past. You of all people should know their sway on the present, Watcher.
Well, you kinda cut me there, I guess. Perhaps more than I would care to admit. Yeah, perhaps more than I would care to admit.
Mortals measure the worth of their lives in memory. Who will remember me? How long until I am forgotten? Memory governs every thought, informs every choice. It can fuel passion, understanding, love, or it can create obsession, madness. You have seen it plague many souls in your travels. Consider the old Watcher who inherited unspeakable crimes from birth. Or the young woman who committed herself to Brackenbury for love of things she remembered she had. Or the fisherman whose life became a sentence the day he killed his sister.
Ah, memories.
Or the Glonfathen boy for whom an old medallion was worth more than all the fruits of his labors.
Yeah, okay.
They could be free from their burdens, if only they could forget.
Their problems go deeper than memory. Simply forgetting does not make them go away. Their burdens exist for a reason. Why should they be allowed to forget? If only it were so easy. Their burdens exist for a reason. Why should they be allowed to forget?
Many such people gain these burdens through no fault of their own. Others act to redeem themselves only to find their memories will not forgive them.
The light filtering down from the surface seems to focus on Maneha.
You cast your troubling memories aside when you had the opportunity, and you have found the peace you sought.
It's funny. I remember feeling bad, but I don't remember why. It's like having scars for wounds you don't remember. As long as they don't reopen one day, I can live with that.
Well, good for you, Maneha.
The source of those wounds is long gone. The memory was all that could do you harm.
I would leave my own memories behind if I could, but they haunt me whether or not I remember them. There was value in the memory, despite the harm. Responsibility runs deeper than memory. There was value in the memory, despite the harm. Yeah.
Even when problems have run their course, memory can be the stone that sinks you into the abyss.
Ah, there's a philosopher option here too. You have made your point. I'm still not sure I agree, but no. Yeah, I'm still not sure I agree, but no, Mother.
Your past has not overwhelmed you yet.
Well, when it does, that'll be my problem.
Wait. Was there something else, mortal?
Was there something else? You were the one who came here, calling me a... Actually, I kind of forgot what you called me there. A grave robber, yeah. You were the one who called me a grave robber, you wench. What do you mean the forge is meant to be forgotten? Oh yeah, back to these options. What are the bones of one god doing sealed in the temple of another? Well, I assume that we can ask all of these questions, but... Well, just in case, let's ask this one, because this one interests me the most. What are the bones of one god doing sealed in the temple of another?
Do not play coy with a god, Watcher. I know you have seen his death. I feel it whenever a forgotten thing is taken from me. Abidin did not deserve to die here. This place, it was the least I could do to give his remains some privacy.
Ah, so that was Abaddon. Alright. And in case you don't remember, folks, Abaddon was the god of creation and building and craftsmanship, if I recall correctly. The god that the dwarves of the Dragon's Battery worshipped. The least you could do.
The least I could do for ending his life.
Light drains from your surroundings. The kelp forest becomes a copse of black tendrils, stark and twisted as regret.
I called the moon down to me, Ione brother. It was against his wishes. He would not listen to reason, would not listen to me.
And why you called... Oh wait, this is Ondra we are talking about. She fell in love with the moon and then she literally seemed to call down the moon, but Abaddon was like, nope, and shattered it into pieces. Yeah, if anyone here has not been listening to any reason, it would be Ondra here.
In his madness he splintered the moon. But it was not enough. The greatest of the fragments still fell toward that which he would protect. In the end, he took position where it would fall, and absorbed the impact himself.
I thought Belafa and Galtfla were the moons. But why the temple? Why the secrecy? You make it sound as though you were the sane. You make it sound as though you were the sane one.
The other gods knew what had to be done, but they lacked the will to go through with it. Even gods have their attachments. To erase all knowledge of such a grand thing required unthinkable devastation. The Eastern Reach, Deadfire. Mine was the only solution. When I called down Ione brother, they remained silent. Even Abaddon. He knew it was for the best. But he tried to stop it all the same. Perhaps deep down I knew he would. I should have expected it. I could have stopped it.
But why the temple? Why the secrecy?
That time has been forgotten now. and so his death belongs to me. Everything he was before the impact.
But you slew another god. Surely the other gods know this. Surely Abbot must know. Current surges through the kelp bed, pushing each plant sideways like saplings in a hurricane and propelling you backward amidst a torrent of wayward fish.
No! He cannot know! He must never know!
Uh-huh.
Understand, he was not always as he is now. His body was not all he left behind.
And let me guess, the White Forge is the other thing he left behind?
He was devoted to progress and industry from the beginning. But so too was he devoted to preservation. In those times he would let nothing go. Nothing could be forgotten. His will was iron long before his body.
Preservation. So that was why he went so far to oppose you. What was it he was trying to preserve? So that was why he went so far as to oppose you.
We agreed long ago, all of us, not to alter the course of Kith's civilization. Not directly. Not unless there were no other choice. But in this matter there was no other choice. He understood that as well as anyone. It was for duty that he opposed it. I would have stopped it if I could, but by then it was too late.
And what was it he wanted to preserve?
Time has finished much of what I started. I cannot tell you that, mortal, for fear of undoing all its costly work.
Alright. I want to ask you about something else.
You may ask.
What do you mean the forge is meant to be forgotten? Or why did you pull down Ioni Pratil? Yeah, let's ask that.
The great conundrum of a god is how close to become with your subjects. Too far and they lose hope. Too close and your own judgment fails.
Oh wait, so that Ioni Pratil is not that moon that Ondra fell in love with and all that crap? Well, I guess I was wrong there earlier.
Civilizations are meant to ebb and flow. Allow them to persist for too long in power or knowledge, and you invite catastrophe. There was a time when we let our sympathies get the better of us, when memories were allowed to persist that should have been washed away. The other gods could not be moved to act. I did what had to be done without them.
You're talking about the Engwithans. You were too close to civilization. Which do you speak of? It's the Engwithans.
I speak of what is forgotten. I failed that day, but my purpose was achieved in the end. I will not dredge up the memory to satisfy idle curiosity.
Alright. So, what do you mean the forge is meant to be forgotten?
It was never meant for mortal use. Such power, such truths lie within it. It can bring only ruin.
Mm-hmm.
When the Pargrunin came to the White March, they were peaceful. They shared common beliefs and purpose.
Pargrunin, I don't remember them anymore. Well, whatever.
Their visions for the Forge tore them apart. You have seen this for yourself.
Yeah, there were quite a lot of infighting going on within the Durgan's battery and the dwarves. Yeah.
They would have destroyed themselves in the end.
Sounds like their problem to me. How convenient that we'll never know.
You need only look to the history of your own civilization for assurance. How many wars, how many fallen empires might have been averted if only their leaders could forget the objects of their ambition.
But then again, if they don't have ambitions, then their empires cannot rise and become stronger. Then
I mourned the loss of the Pargrunin. Misfortune brought them here, They did not deserve to end so soon.
And lastly, the army that destroyed the dwarves, the eyeless, are they yours?
What the world casts aside, I take into my care. A thing may be forgotten, but it is never alone as long as I am here. They were lost children, abandoned, fixed on a purpose that no longer had meaning. I took them in, gave them new purpose. I did not create them, but yes, they are mine.
They are abbot's. I saw them forged. What new purpose did you give them? Well, they are abbot's.
They were his once, I won't deny it. He created them as assistants to carry out his work on Eora. But he has long been the overseer of progress in the world. Leaving things behind has always been his way. I allow him to leave his past in my care, so that it does not hold him back.
You and Abbey have a unique connection then. I had something else to discuss about the eyeless. But let's say this first. You and Abbey have a unique connection then.
I suppose we do. But then, the gods have always been able to accomplish far greater things when working together.
Nearby you see a shark pass through a school of fish. The fish scatter, evading the predator. I had something else to discuss about the eyeless.
Speak your mind.
Intellect. You haven't given me the whole truth about the eyeless, have you? Yeah, let's go with this.
Careful what you accuse a god of, mortal.
The water around you is suddenly icy. You can feel it sap the heat from your veins. Abaddon didn't abandon those creatures. You made him forget them. Otherwise he might remember how he died.
And what if I did, mortal? It does him no harm to forget. On the contrary, it lifts a burden. If Abaddon remembered, it would threaten the harmony between the gods. It was not so long ago that conflict between us led to disaster in your world, and the death of one of our number. Memory is but an image we create to make sense of the present. It carries no truth or meaning but what we ascribe. A slight alteration to it is a small price to pay for peace.
Well, I don't know how to feel about that personally. But let's see. I'll take that over another war, I suppose. It's wrong to deceive him. I expected better from a god. If the people of Eora are better off with him and not remembering, that's all that matters. It's wrong to deceive him. I expected better from a god.
Memory deceives. It distorts. It reimagines. This is no different.
I wouldn't really go as far as to say that memory deceives. I mean, it's just a memory.
The peace between the gods is already fragile. It will not withstand another shock.
Okay, did we have any other options here?
Speak your mind.
So what's new purpose you gave them?
Some things that are forgotten must never be remembered. Not merely for the benefit of those who forgot, but for the entire world. There can be no second thoughts, no sympathy or stays of execution. The eyeless were born to fulfill this task, though even their creator did not know it. They are single-minded and relentless.
You mean they kill those who remember what you want forgotten? That sounds kinda harsh.
They do not flinch when called upon to do what is necessary. Kith owe them a great debt for the troubles they have hidden away.
And there's no other new options here?
You may ask.
Now, fine, let's end this. I need you to call off the eyeless.
On the contrary, mortal, their work must continue.
Of course.
Far too much was uncovered while they lay dormant.
They draw attention to the very things you wish hidden. In my dreams I have seen them swarming over the deerwood.
Those who know too much of the White Forge will be washed clean from Eora, and then the eyeless shall rest once more.
You would basically have to destroy, kill and destroy every single living kid on Eora if you want that to be, well, forgotten. Because of an eyeless invasion of entire Deerwood will not go unnoticed by the neighbors. This isn't some lone tribe of dwarves. The forge sees visitors from all over now. The eyeless will tear the Deerwood apart. It will never be forgotten. The sea life around you steers back and forth, agitated, restless.
Even if it is as you say, there is nothing that can be done.
Don't say that now.
The eyeless do not think for themselves. They have only the purpose that is given to them. They do not stop until the purpose is fulfilled.
Well, stop them for Christ's sake. You're a god. Or goddess.
They will not change course now for me or anyone. I am sorry.
For a god, you sure are useless. This was your doing. You must intervene, wench. Kaoto said they could be called off. If you won't stop them, then I will. Well, yeah, Kaoto said they could be called off.
Only if those they pursue are no longer a threat. The raid Sarens were stopped before they could take the White Forge. In your case, Watcher, you are well beyond that now. And if what you say is true, then the Deerwood is as well.
While this was your doing, you must intervene.
The interventions of gods seldom work out in anyone's favor. Our touch is too heavy. The world crumbles beneath it.
Oh, and now you act in all high and mighty.
It is why we so often enlist the help of mortals. They execute our wishes with greater care.
Well, yeah, I guess that's true. I mean, we did work for Berat on a couple of occasions by killing people.
I have done far too much already.
Oh, yes, sure you are. If you won't stop them, then I guess I will.
Your determination is commendable. But the eyeless number in the thousands. You will need more than strength or luck.
The help of a god would be most welcome. Yeah, I'm not gonna say that. And besides, we did tell her to stop them, but she's so unable to because that's how great she is. I'll take whatever I can get. It may cost me my life, but I will do what I must. This is your mess. You would better have something to offer. I will sacrifice every life from Stalwart to Kaid Nua if need be. Alright, so we got an aggressive and a cruel option here, and both of them is something that my character would say. But I will sacrifice every life from Stalwart to Kaid Nua if need be. Sounds a bit too much. And besides, this is Ondra's mess, basically. This is your mess. You would better have something to offer.
I will give you what aid I can. I bade the eyeless to remain hidden when at rest.
Uh-huh.
They are gathered in the hollow of a great rock, splintered from my only brother. It lies in a flooded crater known as Karen's Scar.
Karen's Scar? I don't think we have been there.
Know, too, that they were built to answer the call of their master's hammer. When they hear it strike, they come to its aid.
And we just happen to have a fragment of that hammer.
If you were to take that piece of his hammer from here and reshape it in Abaddon's forge into a likeness of the original, you might be able to call them to you. But destroying them would be another matter.
If only I could get the eyeless forces to do what I want, and I could basically command them by using Thor's hammer. That would be quite fucking cool.
I know of one way, but only from the center of the lion's den. Only with their master's hammer in your service. If you can do all this, if you can reshape what remains of Abaddon's hammer and bring it inside their lair, I can instruct you there on what you would need to do.
I will do what I can. It would be easier if you told me now.
Nothing I say will make sense until you see it for yourself, mortal. We share a common purpose now. I will see you through it when the time comes.
I will remake the hammer in the White Forge and stop the eyeless. Forget this. The eyeless aren't my problem. Someone else can handle it. Well, considering how we saw our own stronghold in ruins, yeah, it kinda is our problem. So calling off the eyeless was not going to be just that simple after all. Now we actually have to also deal with them. I will remake the hammer in the White Forge and stop the eyeless.
If you do not, be assured, they will come for you as they did for the Pargrunen.
An uneasy turbulence disturbs the calm like an unwelcome thought.
Careful as you approach the lake. When I claimed the eyeless, I made sure they would not be discovered while they slept. Many of my most devoted followers stand watch there. They will not allow you near.
Well, why don't you just tell them to back off?
And there is something far worse. Something more fearsome and dangerous than any eyeless. Let us hope you do not attract its attention.
Let me guess. Dragons. What is it? And there's nothing you can do. More dangerous? You can't just add that in there casually. I was just thinking this all sounded too easy. What is it? In place of an answer, a sudden surge in the current from beneath sends you hurtling upward. The surface above you approaches fast, shifting and glimmering like quicksilver. You emerge, soaking wet on the stone floor of the reliquary, gasping for breath, as if you had been holding it for hours. Didn't even give us an answer I wanted. I guess that's going to be a big, huge reveal and everything. So, new quest, Lair of the Eyeless. Ondra has said that the eyeless are gathered together in a fragment of Ioni Brattle that lies in Charon's Scar, and that there may be a way to stop them, if I can reach this place. However, Ondra has advised me that I'll need to recreate Abaddon's hammer first in order to be able to summon them to their deaths. Recreate Abaddon's hammer. With the fragment of Abaddon's hammer I retreated from the Abbey, I have enough metal to make a kit-sized version of the original. Ondra believes this will be adequate. This will be adequate to be able to hold sway over the eyeless. So, and I guess that I now have to go to the White Forge to make it. Reforge Abaddon's hammer. She believes that if I were to reforge the hammer of the creator Abaddon from a piece of the original tool, that it could be used to destroy them, the White Forge will enable me to shape the fragment into a likeness of the original. Yeah, I was right. The Celebrant's Dirge added. The quest expires in 3 days. Alright, so what is this about? Rewards 25% experience, Celebrant's Gloves, 500 to 1000 coppers in treasure, average item. So, since the end of the Saints' War, the Orwoodans have gathered at Evon Dever Bridge to commemorate the sacrifice of the dozen who gave their lives to defeat Saint Waidwen. It had become customary for priests of Makran leading the processional to sing a dirge to end the ceremony. This year, when the priest attempted to sing the dirge, his tongue swelled in his throat and he died painfully before the assembled crowd. When another priest attempted to sing the dirge a month later, he suffered the same fate. Some believe the gods are to blame for the priest's deaths. Others suspect vengeful Reitserans. Whoever is to blame, the priesthood of Makran and the soldiers of Godhammer Citadel want them brought to justice. Alright, so who should we send? Let's assign Palagina in this case. Yeah. She hasn't been in any assignments before, if I'm not mistaken here. Okie dokie. And Zahua got a level as well. Might as well do this quickly. Now for you. I guess we could give him... Let's make him more tanky. Yeah. And talents, do you have Unstoppable? No, you don't. Snake's reflexes. 10 reflex. Let's give you Unstoppable as well, I think. Or yeah, let's give you this. There we go. And I think I'm going to end the episode very soon. But before that, I think I'm gonna go back to Durkan's battery. I maybe end the episode there. Actually, no. You know what? Never mind. I'm just gonna end the episode here. And in the next episode, we'll go to Durkan's battery, and then to the white forge over here. Forge the hammer, and then I guess we go to that place where we're supposed to go. But where is it? I don't see it on the map here. By the way, can we leave this place this way? Where does this go? The path ahead leads to the outskirts of the Abbey. What would you like to do? Travel directly to the foundry in Durkan's battery? Oh, we can get there straight through here. Alright. Stay to continue exploring the area. Alright, good to know. So we can get to the foundry directly through this way. Alright. So in the next so again in the next episode we go to the Durkan's battery and the White Forge, make the hammer if we can. And the reason why I say if we can is because in case we are going to need some other crafting materials or shit that we need to get before we can actually make the hammer. But hey, we'll see. And then after that, we'll go and try to stop the eyeless army in that place whose name I just forgot. But I assume that it's somewhere here in the White March. But it doesn't. I can't see it on the map. Maybe it appears in the next episode. I don't know, but we'll see. But now, thank you for watching once again, and see you next time for more Pillars of Eternity: The White March.